anytime they call for protest, they always turn out to cancel it. So what do you think happens? This 7-day suspension is just a political play.
There's no reason why you would say that you achieved the results you were looking forward to, like it met its aim on the first day. What did they do yesterday?
I think it's just a strategy for them to strategize themselves and know the way forward. So the protest yesterday was just a way to ignite the belief and the trust of Nigerians in labor again.
Yesterday night, the NLC at the end of its National Executive Council meeting suspended its nationwide rally. Its two-day rally, which was in protest of the rising cost of living, started on Tuesday across the country and was to continue today. They plan to reaffirm and extend the 7-day ultimatum by another 7 days, which now expires on March 13, within which the government is expected to implement all the earlier agreements of October 2nd and other demands presented in their letter during the protest yesterday. Labour Minister Nkiruka Onyejocha says the federal government has achieved about 90% of the agreement it had with the organised labour last October. Speaking in an interview, the minister appealed to Nigerians to be patient with the new government as the administration is in its planting season and will begin harvest soon. Some of the agreements include granting wage award of 35,000 naira to workers, inauguration of minimum wage committee, and suspension of the collection of value-added tax VAT on diesel for 6 months. On the provision of high-capacity CNG buses for mass transit in Nigeria, the minister said funds had been released for the purpose. In another development, some residents of Port Harcourt are reacting to the death of 7 Nigerians who lost their lives when they went to buy seized food items at a discounted rate in the Yaba area of Lagos State last Friday. The residents shared their concerns on radio, saying that Nigeria's lack of cooperation and orderliness is affecting the country's progress.
That is to show you how the country is already structured. When you look at bank to collect money, the same thing rush. Now to look forward, Nigeria I no go gree will always occur. What Nigeria is doing no good. And only then you see the country to get to their face. We just stop, we don't go stop, do this, we go see they do the same thing. This is pain me when I hear this story. What did they start? Make them complete that. Make them they give them number. Imagine to control imagine no day easy. Talk of where food is. Let our president do something about this hunger ridiculous. When we say any how we cry for them, they do well. And I expect the Nigerian custom to compensate the families of those who don't die. Because we don't do. Sometimes I may say animal and not affordable than we do. Let this be a warning to others. In any take crowd like this, they should know how they are paid to eat.
Recall that the Nigerian Customs Service announced the suspension of the sale of foodstuffs following a stampede that reportedly killed 7 persons at the NCS Old Zonal Headquarters in the Yaba area of Lagos State last Friday. Nigerian Customs had said it was selling seized food items at 10,000 naira per 25 kg bag of rice to alleviate the people's suffering following the current high cost of living. Moving on, River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says his administration is determined to immortalize late Herbert Wigwe as a worthy son of the state. Governor Fubara made the promise at the night of tributes for the late banker in Port Harcourt yesterday evening. The governor advised people to live a life of value and be at peace with people they encounter daily. Still to come, CBN plans tough sanctions for banks. Stay with us.
The chief and good people of Angulama community heartily congratulate the executive chairman of
candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 polls, Peter Obi, says he would also have implemented the Orosaya report if he was president. Mr. Obi, who made this known on his X handle, said implementing the report is one of the best ways to make governance efficient, cost-effective and productive. He stressed that being in opposition does not warrant blind and thoughtless criticism, adding that whenever the government takes the right decision, Nigerians should agree and propose even better ideas to move the nation forward. However, human rights lawyer Femi Falana has described the Steve Orosaya report recommending the merger of government agencies and commissions as outdated. In a statement, Mr. Falana said the recommendations of the report will not guarantee a reduction in the cost of governance. And now to health matters. The River State Ministry of Health is advocating for a coordinated action to combat malaria in order to reduce its mortality rate in children under 5 and in pregnant women. Speaking at the End Malaria Partnership Forum in Port Harcourt, Project Coordinator, Malaria Program in River State, Mina Jaja, said effective partnership will ensure early detection and rapid treatment of malaria. Dr. Jaja also said the State Ministry of Health is focused on improving the health indices of Rivers people.
We want to have an early detection of malaria illness. We also want to ensure rapid treatment of those that are ill. We want to have multiple means for preventing infection, the integrated vector management. We also want to have a sustained social and political involvement. And that is what the Honorable Commissioner has made possible with the approval of His Excellency Sasiminalaye Fubara. We are certain that in the nearest future, the prevalence of the state will be less.
Dr. Jaja also advised all Rivers people to play a role in eradicating malaria.
What little thing can you do? If you're given a net, sleep inside the net. Don't keep it as a memorabilia. You leave it and you're not using it. Don't allow there to be stagnant water. Do your environmental management well. So if everybody is doing what they are supposed to do, media disseminate the right messages. So if all of us are doing what we're supposed to do, we will have very soon a river state that will be malaria free.
As you may know, Rivers State has a malaria prevalence of 9.3%. It also ranks among the best 5 states in malaria control in Nigeria. Straight to business, a magistrate court in Port Harcourt has remanded 16 Bureau de Change operators to the Port Harcourt Correctional Centre for unlawful banking business, which contravenes the Banks and Other Financial Institution Act 2020. It follows an ex parte application brought by the police asking for time to complete the investigation and charge them to the appropriate court. The presiding magistrate, Alatuwo Fubara, adjourned the matter to March 7, 2024. Recall that the chairman of Bureau de Change Operators in Port Harcourt, Sani Isaka, had said that over 150 of its members, including himself, were arrested by EFCC operatives. Meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, says Bureau de Change BDC operations in the country should not be an all-comers affairs. He stated this on Tuesday in Abuja at the Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting of the Apex Bank, the first since he assumed office in September 2023. The CBN governor also vowed to pursue an aggressive regulatory environment to reduce infractions in the country's banking system. In entertainment, 6 suspects have been arrested in connection with the killing of South African rapper Kiernan Forbes, popularly known as AKA, and his close friend Tebelo Tibbs Motshowane. The two were gunned down outside a restaurant in Durban a year ago in a killing that shocked South Africans. In sports, the United States will take on 5-time world champions Brazil in a warm-up friendlies ahead of the Copa America.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Former Guinean opposition leader Mamadou Auri Ba has been appointed Prime Minister of the country's military junta a week after it abruptly dissolved the government. His appointment comes amid growing dissatisfaction with the junta. That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The TUC has dismissed reports of division in the organized labor. The The federal government says it has fulfilled 90% of the agreement with Labour. The CBN is planning tough sanctions for banks, and on the foreign scene, former Guinea opposition leader has been named as the new Prime Minister. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechuku Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.